The NFC Central rivalry is renewed on Sunday as the Minnesota Vikings, the best 6-6 team in NFL history, are set to raid Tampa Bay and square off against the 7-5 Yucks in a battle of mascots who sail around and destroy things. So cool. Vikings are 6.5-point underdogs. I don't care. Vikings potentially without Eric Kendricks, no Rudy, maybe Irv could play, but be limited by his groin, his back. Again, I do not care at all. Bruce Arians is 4-2 off the bye, which the Bucks are. Don't care. Tom Brady's 14-4 off the bye. No big deal. Zimmer is 1-3 versus Brady. The Vikings are 0-4 lifetime against Brady. I do not care at all. This is the perfect spot where the Vikings have zero goose egg D'Angelo Russell business of winning, and then all of a sudden, look what happened. Bang. And then they'll promptly go and play down to the Bears week 15. They'll crap in the Saints stockings on Christmas week 16, and then maybe they'll lose to the Lions week 17. I don't know. That's what the Vikings roll. But let's focus on Sunday first. Here are 5 keys for the Vikings to shock the world this week. Boom. Besides special teams getting their ish together, which is a given. But number 1, protect the Tin Pot Pizza Ranch dictator. You have to. So Kirk Cousins has been the second highest rated quarterback since the Vikings bye week 8 and won at 18.6. He's been getting some protection as well as dropping dimes to Jefferson and Thielen. All the last 3 weeks, the Cowboys and the Panthers and the Jaguars have been getting after that ass. 49 pressures, 8 sacks. And then you have the Bucks. I mean, that pass rush, one of the best in the league. It's damn legit. 34 sacks, 6th best in the league, 130 total pressures, 2nd in the NFL. Also, they like to bring that stinky cheddar. They blitz 39.3% of the time. Vikings offensive line has been a little bit suspect at times, but they do get Ezra Cleveland back, and also potentially they are losing Kyle Rudolph on Sunday, as well as they may only have 2 healthy tight ends. So cool. JPP is always ready to explode on the edge. Shaq Barrett, the sack king last year with 19.5, has 6 this year, is also leading them in pressures, plus William Golston, plus Ndamukong Suh, plus Devin White, plus Levante David. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So what are the Vikings going to do? Well, max protect would be a good way to go. I mean, 2-3 receiver out in the patterns, and also chipping with whatever tight ends there are available on Sunday, keeping Dalvin and Ham more into block as opposed to just putting them out as tertiary receiving options. Move the pocket off of play action, get Kirk in space, try to manufacture time, just anything except 5-7 step straight drops and just letting them tee off. Kubiak is way too smart for that anyway. I trust that he'll figure something out. Just get rid of the ball quick. Get Jefferson and Thielen the ball in space. Let them work. Same thing with Dalvin Cook. Also, heat. Tampa. It's going to be 80 and humid on Sunday. Even though the Bucs defense is used to the heat, sure, run a little tempo early. Why not? A little bit of no huddle. Just get things going. Get that little sweat action going. Wear out these mofos so they're not as spry in the fourth quarter. Next up, key number 2 for the Vikings to get a victory. Playing into making sure they're not spry. Dalvin has to touch the rock. Now, I don't mean he has to go up to Dwayne Johnson and just be like, that'd be weird. But Dalvin leads the NFL in yards from scrimmage, as well as scrimmage touchdowns with 14. Best running back in the NFL. Absolute dynamic athlete. The Bucs do have the number 1 run defense in the league, allowing only 890 yards on the ground and 3.3 yards per carry. Less than ideal, right? They're also 3rd in the league in total defensive DVOA. Again, don't care. Do not care. Now, you can't play the little sisters of the poor every single week on defense. Sometimes it's best versus best. You got to impose your will, and you got to get after it. So execution up front is solid in the run game, especially in that outside zone. And plus, you have Ezra back in, so I think the Vikings will run a little bit more power, getting him pulling. So let's go. Let's go. Again, beat up that front 7 just a little bit. Make sure in the fourth quarter they're like, I'm tired. It's hot. I'm sick of tackling 33. Get it over with. Also important to note, so nose tackle Steve McClendon, who had been traded from the Jets after Vita went out with that horrific foot injury. He's been limited this week with an elbow injury. So if he's not 100% good to go, big news for Garrett Bradbury. Boom. And also the inside running game. Also, like we mentioned, just have him touch the ball. It doesn't have to carry it. Just get him the ball in space in the passing game. Bucks are allowing an average of 6.1 receptions to running backs per game, which is 4th most in the league. Get that screen game going. Get Ezra out in space. Get O'Neal and Bradbury out in space in front of 33. Woo! Let's go. Next up, Key number 3 for the Vikings to get a win on Sunday. Shock in the world. Bury Tom Brady, because that is the respectful thing to do with the dead. I don't know why that they haven't done that the last 3 years, because that's how long Tom Brady has been deceased. He's 43 years young. Bucks are 1-3 in his last 4 starts, and he's thrown 7 picks in those games. Also, he's had a 38.7 quarterback rating when under pressure in those last 4 as well. And you got to ratchet up some heat. Got to find a way. Fadi had a career high 8 pressures last week, as well as had that safety. Maybe Wanham's back, which would be great. He's been limited this week. Brailford, James Lynch. Can we just play these guys, please? Blitzing Eric Wilson, blitzing Harrison Smith, setting the edge. They're going to have to get creative, especially on 3rd down, but bringing some stank and heat on Tom Brady. He will crumble, and he will serve you up a meatball or 2. So I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. Anthony Harris will not only get his first pick of the year, he'll get his second on Sunday. Woo! Love it. Also, Ronald Jones is ripping off 5.1 yards per carry, and Arians might actually run the ball, but do you actually trust that? Especially with Brady's old ass, I don't know. And with Godwin potentially limited with his finger, but we'll get into that in a sec. Next up, key number 4 for the Vikings to get a W, eat a W. I miss Jameis. On Sunday, secondary has to be primary. So Cameron Dantzler had the game of his life against the Jaguars. Nice little coming out party. Gladney had been improving every single week. Hopefully that calf injury checks out and he's going to be good to go. Also, Harrison Hand has looked good when he's been on the field. The 2 Chris's have had their moments, both good and bad. They got to bring it. They got to bring it, man. So even though Brady is dead, ceased to be, this receiving core is legit and one of the best in the league. Godwin looks like he is good to go, despite the finger injury. He was a full participant on Thursday's practice. Mike Evans, though, he was limited on Wednesday with that hamstring coming off the bye, and then he was downgraded to DNP on Thursday. That's a bad sign for him. He may be even ruled out if he can't go on Friday. He does lead the team with 613 yards receiving as well as 11 touchdowns. That would be huge for the Vikings. And even if he does play and is limited with that hamstring, monstrous. But also, that does free up more snaps for Scotty Miller, who's been a pleasant surprise. Tyler Johnson, oh yeah, that guy. Plus, oh yeah, Antonio friggin' Brown, 20 catches for 168 yards over the last 4 games he's been in uniform. But that's all cool, but I think Gronk is going to be the key. Yes, not bad for a blocking tight end or a has-been pro wrestler, right? 37 catches, 505 yards, and 4 touchdowns this year on 61 targets, which is second most on the team behind Mike Evans. And between Kendricks potentially being out for the game, plus Brady's dead-ass arm, who can't even get it past the tackle box, 87 over the middle, that might be the ball game right there. So it's going to have to be a big game for Eric Wilson. Todd Davis is going to have to step up his coverage game, even though that's not his bag. Harrison Smith, Anthony Harris. Let's go. Next up, key number 5 for the Vikings to get a W on Sunday. Justin Jefferson cements his offensive rookie of the year case. Like, he has his Heisman moment. So enough with the Sherbert for Herbert. It's like, oh, you got blanked at home by the Patriots. The Patriots that just got thumped on Thursday Night Football. Yeah, blah. I don't want to hear it. Give Cousins some time. Let play action be credible with enough running from Dalvin, and let Jefferson just do Justin Jefferson things. Great thing is that Jefferson has familiarity. He played in college at LSU against both Buck starting cornerbacks, Jamel Dean, Carlton Davis, both alumnus of the University of Auburn. War damn Eagle. Davis also is coming off his 3-touchdown, 200-yard surrender game against Tyreek. So cool. Now, Jamel Dean is their best cornerback. Just came back from concussion. He did miss the Chiefs game. That's why it got so ugly. But he hasn't practiced this week with a groin injury. So, yum. Which would be great, because that would mean that slot cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting would be more on the perimeter, which you love that matchup. Plus, that would get Ross Cockrell on the field as their replacement slot cornerback, which was their alignment for the Chiefs game. And woo! God, you love that. And we are still waiting for that boom game from Jefferson. He's been inching up towards that way, but I want to see it. Big time stage, big time game. Give me the 12 catch, 182 yard, 3 touchdown game. Just explosion. Drop the A-bomb on Tampa. Let's go. Conditions are right. Get after it. All right, so final score predictions. It's a big game. It's a big-time game, man. Now, I have a feeling this is going to be a weird game because, like we said, the Vikings are notorious for playing down their competition. I i.e. Dallas, Carolina, Jacksonville, but they just get up and then they beat teams that they shouldn't beat, a la the Packers game. So I think that the Vikings will get it done. I think it's going to be weird. I think it's going to be a shootout from the get-go. I think the Heat will get to both defenses, and both offenses are able to move the ball, and it becomes a bit of a grass basketball game, which I'm fine with. I'm fine. I think the Vikings do get it done in the end, though. Give me Vikings 41, Buccaneers 39. It's going to be just a great game at the old Sombrero. It's going to be awesome. So the Vikings, here we're setting it up. So the Vikings down 39-34. Kirk Cousins sets up for a Hail Mary. It's a pass interference. Yeah, they call it pass interference on a Hail Mary. It's absolutely insane. So you get one on time down at the Bucs 1, and then just a little high point fade. Justin Jefferson over Carlton Davis. Posterize. Just like Shaq over Chris Dudley. Woo! God, you love to see it. Third touchdown of the game. Let's go. And then, of course, after the Vikings' big-time win, they improved their playoff chances to 71% plus. They're the best 7-6 team in NFL history. Justin Jefferson just had 3 touchdowns. But all the national media jabroni haircuts could talk about is Aaron Rodgers. Or what's wrong with the Bucs? Or Justin Herbert just threw for 200 yards and a clown fart. Congratulations. Golf clap. But I'm fired up. Let's just play now. But your thoughts, Vikings keys to victory against the Bucs on Sunday. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.